Let's talk about AJ Styles. Where's he been?
Where's he been?
Where's he
Where's he
been? He
been?
hasn't been on
Where's Uncle
WWE
Allen?
TV. Yeah, where's Uncle Allen? He hasn't been on TV since losing to Cody Rhodes in an I Quit match at Clash at the Castle. That was in June. Technically, that was a premium live event. That wasn't even on television, like WWE television. You know what I mean? Anyway, despite the extended absence from SmackDown, Fightful reports that AJ Styles is in fact healthy, just isn't being utilized on TV. Although he did wrestle against Cody in a variety of matches for the championship 7 times at house shows, July and August. So the question is, why isn't AJ on TV anymore? And what could they do with AJ Styles? I mean, SmackDown as it is fairly bereft of heels. I know he already feuded with Cody for the title. That being said, LA Knight needs someone to feud with. You telling me an AJ LA Knight feud wouldn't be pretty solid? I think it would be.
Yeah. SmackDown desperately needs good heels right now. And AJ's a good heel. I don't know why they wouldn't be using. It's a similar conversation. Why are they using Shinsuke Nakamura? I see these two guys, and I see two guys that could feud against each other. I see two guys who could team up with each other. I see two guys who should be doing stuff away from each other, with each other, whatever. They're two top-notch names, and AJ Styles especially, given that, Nakamura has had a career I think anybody would be extremely proud to have, but
Yeah.
AJ Styles is like, he's on some Mount Rushmores.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah,
If
yeah.
you
I mean,
look
some
at what
people
he
consider
did,
him one of, if not the greatest in-ring performer of all time. Yeah.
absolutely. So if you look at him and his career within WWE, I'm wondering if it's a situation where it's not that they don't bother to have anything for him creatively. I wonder if it's, we know what we want to do with our shows right now. In a couple months, we have a perfect spot for him because we've got stories leading into that. Triple H has been very patient trying to use his roster in a way that doesn't always necessitate them being here now, if it's more effective to use them at a later date. And there's been multiple examples of this.
Let me run something by you. This is a thought that just occurred to my head. I don't necessarily. It's trying to find connections. I'm not talking about the New York Times game. That's tons of fun. I play it every day. Thanks to
It's
you.
an
You
anxiety
introduced me.
attack. I stopped.
Oh man, I drink my
stopped.
coffee. I sit there and I play it. It's great.
Oh, yeah.
It helps me form connections in my brain. Hopefully, keep my brain sharp. Although my brain isn't feeling that sharp today. Nonetheless, am I explaining what I'm about to say? There's been a
Nothing, man. I love
over
you
the
so
last
much.
pretty much since Triple H has taken over creative. We've seen a number of talents who are in their 40s, accomplished a lot during their time at WWE, either leave or just not be used. I'm talking, go back as far as Edge. Edge wanted to stay seemingly, but Triple H was like, hey, we got nothing for you. He left. You mentioned Nakamura. He hasn't really done anything since his feud with Cody.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got AJ. Hasn't done anything since his feud with Cody. And then Bobby Lashley, in his 40s, has basically won. Not to say there's not more he could do. Obviously, there's more that all of them could have done. That would be in the right creative circumstances. But again, Lashley's someone who's highly decorated and, in his mid-late 40s. Again, I just see a few talents who have things in common. And I'm wondering if there's a philosophy where you got wrestlers who are getting up there in years, have plenty left in the tank, plenty to offer the company, no doubt. Essentially, if they're, rather than spending TV time telling stories with them, if the philosophy within W Creative is essentially, we want to emphasize and focus on younger talent and building them up. And it has unfortunately come at the expense of established talent that they could be obviously utilizing to help elevate the younger talent. I'm just trying to think of a reason.
Dude,
So many talents that are so many veteran talents aren't being utilized.
I think you might be onto something. And it's it's you gotta try to separate like your own personal thoughts about these talents when you do see a commonality like that. When I see AJ Styles, I think of the killer run he had 2016. It was almost 8 years ago, right?
Yeah, gosh.
We know when he was WWE champion for just a ton of time, and you think about everything. You look at granted I didn't see the whole match. I saw a lot of big clips. The Marufuji match. The guy can still go.
Oh, obviously, yeah.
But as Edge proved, I don't put Edge and AJ on the same level, but from WWE's perspective, maybe they are. Two guys who have done. I mean, AJ, you can't say he hasn't done everything. That's the truth. I think I will say this. Boy, you can't even make the Bobby compare, because I was like, okay, Edge in this last run, besides when he first came back, didn't really get, like, once he was in it, didn't really get the reactions that others get. Bobby sure as shit did.
Yeah, he did.
That one is still mind-boggling to me, because that dude was getting reactions. That's crazy. That's still crazy to me. When
it is.
That's the one thing. It's like, I can understand if you've got a guy like Edge who, he did so many things, but he's just not getting the reactions. If you look at the ratings or whatever, maybe in the quarter hours, he's not drawing.
Yeah.
Bobby was getting, when you have people are getting reactions, when you have Bobby Lashley and that crowd is like, no, we want this guy.
Yeah.
That boggles my mind. I kind of feel like AJ's on that kind of level. I think people really still like AJ Styles,
Absolutely.
but maybe WWE doesn't see it that way. What if you had this Netflix deal coming up? What if they do like, remember how what did they bring back WCW, but similar to WC? No, listen, don't give me that look. Similar to WCW, they loaded up with them old timers, man. That's what they were like, all the people that WWE wanted, we're going to bring over, we're going to bring Shinsuke, AJ, re-sign Bobby to a WCW. And that's why they're signing up. Have you noticed? Everybody's been announcing they've been doing all these Legends deals now.
Yeah. No, I've
nostalgia contracts.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
I mean, going back to, Edge wasn't getting much of reactions.
They had to add Daniel Bryan to that Mania match so they can get stacked by the Tribal Chief.
I know. Nonetheless, though, he's Edge. He's
a
the
name.
He's the name. He's the most decorated wrestler in the company's history, if you don't take into account 24/7 or hardcore title. He's won more titles than anybody else in the history of the company.
Yeah.
Beating Edge would still carry some weight if they put him in stories from time to time. I'm not saying he's jobbing out to everybody.
Yeah.
Put him in stories from time to time with talent they want to help develop. And in the end, those talents go over.
Yeah.
There's still value in having someone like Edge around in that instance. Maybe that's not something he was interested in doing. And if that's the case, then, they part ways amicably. Edge goes off to AEW and seemingly had a good time until he jumped off the top of the cage.
Yeah, that was a bad idea. But dude, I mean, listen, man. I'm telling you, they bring back Bobby and MVP, the Hurt Business, put him in WCW. Bring back AJ Styles, WCW, Shinsuke, WCW. Another old timer, LA Knight, put him in WCW. There's a wealth of names there that you.
What about CM Punk? He's about the same age.
That dude's old, but he is relevant as shit. People love CM Punk.
I do like CM Punk.
Let's talk about. What are things? What are things do you think they could do? I've already said mine. He could be the cornerstone of, what did they call it in TNA? They had like TNA had like their old person. They had their own old person's.
Oh
belt.
yeah, it was the
King of the Mountain, or was it something different? Chat, let us know. What was it? Was the red belt, right? And Booker T held it, and Foley held it at one point.
Yeah, Jeff Jarrett had the King of the Mountain title at one point too.
Yeah, I think it was called King of the Mountain.
I think so.
The old timers title, dude. Come up with an old
title. All right, Aussie says a Legends title.
Yeah, dude, they should do a Legends WWE Legends title. They can use that's the Winged Eagle. You bring up the Winged Eagle, and you have to have a certain amount of time in the company. And if you win the championship, guess what? You actually get a pension.
Wow. You get post-retirement benefits?
Right. Yes,
pension,
man.
Some health insurance?
TRICARE? Yeah, dude.
So Aussie says it was changed to the King of the Mountain. It was a Legends title, then King of the Mountain. So we were
Okay,
half right
King of
about
the
that.
Mountain sounds cooler. Yeah.
It'd be interesting if they utilized AJ Styles as like he went to Noah to wrestle Marufuji.
Oh, Ambassador.
Yeah,
Ambassador
have him
Styles.
go
Okay.
to have him go do a program in TNA.
Yeah, that'd be crazy if they didn't do that. They got this
Yeah.
NXT TNA thing. What if he
I
leads
don't
a
know what the
TNA
situation
invasion?
is with JBL going to a bunch of promotions. I don't know if that's connected with WWE at all.
Oh,
Maybe it's not. I don't know. He just shows
ooh,
up and like usually hits someone with the clothesline and
he's got a
leaves.
duster.
Um, although he was there was the story at Triple Mania, I think, was that JBL was now an investor in the company in
Oh yeah,
AAA.
yeah.
So I don't know if JBL is going to these different promotions and it's going to be some huge, I doubt it, but WWE thing with
JBL, the
MLW and
connective thread.
GCW and AAA. I don't know, but I mean, have AJ go around wrestling at all these various promotions.
Yeah, yeah.
Imagine AJ
TNA.
versus
Yeah.
Shane Mercer in GCW, Steve.
Oh, dude, the sky. What about him versus Gringo Loco?
Yeah,
That'd be
yeah,
sick.
that'd be awesome.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, I think there's a ton of different things. I wonder if some of it obviously is probably bandwidth. Like, this NXT TNA thing. I think they're doing everything. I don't think they're doing everything they can, but I think they're doing everything they can within the bandwidth they have, within the logistics of producing live television every week. You got this move to the CW. I have
Yeah.
no doubt this is going to be a longer arrangement between the two, but it would be wild if you got AJ Styles. You're like, I don't know what to do with him. And they don't use him for that TNA thing, given his history there. That would be absolutely. I'd love to think, and you're absolutely right in that there does seem to be a commonality with these older wrestlers, with the veterans, that maybe they just don't have anything for them, as opposed to they got something, but it's going to be down the line. I view AJ in that way, but what you're saying does actually make, sadly, some sense.
I mean, but then you have someone like Sheamus, who apparently, according to Fightful, just re-signed
Yeah,
with
but
the company. But he has an obvious. He stated it on TV. He's an opportunity to state it too that he wants that Intercontinental title. He's because right now what he's doing with Pete Dunne seems to be the template of what they could be doing with so many veterans that they're apparently not. Get them involved in stories with talent they want to build up, and whether the talent they want to build up wins the feud or not, they win some matches along the way, get some stories going, get some character development, on to the next thing and see where it goes. I mean,
yeah.
there's so many veterans in WWE who are not being utilized or haven't been utilized that have since left that it's confusing why they don't use them in a comparable manner.
Also trying to figure out, and Heather points it out, this is exactly what I was about to say. Sheamus was the guy that Triple H thought would be the future of the
Yeah, that's true.
WWE.
He's old workout buddy, right?
There's always that old thing of like, who's a Triple H guy and who's not a Triple H guy. Now I don't know where AJ stands and all that, but certainly, and it's weird to me because I think Nakamura was a Triple H guy, given how he was treated in NXT under Triple H. So it was always kind of interesting to me that, maybe maybe Nakamura's job was to bring Okada to the fold, and he's like, yeah, sorry guys, he went to AEW. Okay, Nakamura, well, you didn't do what you were supposed to do. So I don't know what the deal is, but they do have a loaded roster. And as we see with this Braun Breaker Jey Uso thing, they are utilizing a lot of these younger talent, and they've got a loaded roster in NXT,
Yep.
and they're going to have to be relieving that pressure as well sooner probably than later.